right at the bend, leaving the home straight with the circuit to go, and you can see he's sort of not quite going in a completely straight line, but nevertheless proving far too good for the rest of them, and that is clearly the best form on offer.
It is. He's got a £3 penalty. He's won 50% of his races over hurdles, and he's rated 141. So even with the penalty, he sets a pretty high bar for the others to aim at. What about? Oh, were you going to say something further on him?
Well, he's had the chance to have his rating increased, hasn't he,
has,
by winning
yes.
here last month. Others haven't had that opportunity, in a sense.
They haven't, no. And the Grand Mogul was the one I was going to come to next and point out that he's much more lowly rated at 130. But 2 runs last season over hurdles were a bit of a washout, really.
They were.
Looked a different proposition at Chepstow on his return, however.
He did. He was quite keen at Chepstow.
Well, as was evidenced by his demeanour in the parade.
But it didn't stop him winning in very smooth style. Obviously, this is a major step forward, but he looked really good. He really looked like he'd sort of sorted himself out, or been sorted out. And that was surprising for Chepstow, soft ground. But I think Nico de Boinville said after that he doesn't really want that. And at times here today suggested, I think it's bang on good to soft this afternoon.
There is the back of the pair on the way across to the start. The Nicky Henderson trained Grand Mogul, just his 4th start over hurdles. Now the Grand Vizier is a little bit of a puzzle coming into this race because he's a smart stayer on the flat.
Yes.
He's won an Ascot Stakes.
Yes.
Second in the Queen Alexandra.
Yes.
Goodwood Cups, Doncaster Cups.
Yeah.
105 rated.
Yeah.
But he's had a go, more than one go over hurdles, and he hasn't yet done it.
No, I suppose you could argue that at least the best of the 3 was at Worcester last October.
But that's Worcester last October. It's not Cheltenham at the November meeting. And I know that's stating blindingly obvious.
And perhaps they decided not to pursue the matter last year, once it started getting really soft and testing. And perhaps they didn't like 125 as an opening mark after 3 not particularly distinguished runs. I thought he was just about worth that on the Worcester run, which was a step forward. But yeah,
20
all those
seconds.
doubts about very experienced flat horses, when they go hurdling, they quite often take to it initially and then not afterwards.
10 seconds.
In his case, he hasn't really taken to it initially. And I looked at the race at Goodwood, and I looked at the Queen Alex, where he was second.
0 seconds.
He ran really well in both, but he didn't win either. He didn't pick up when he needed to.
Polish is being backed.
Yes.
From 9 to 1 into 6 to 1, now clear 3rd best. In some ways he's a little bit similar to the Grand Vizier in the sense that he's a flat performer who's gone hurdling. He wasn't in the same class as the Grand Vizier on the flat, but he didn't spend as long on the flat before turning his attentions to hurdling. What about his hurdling today? Well,
he's had 6 goes over hurdles, and to a certain extent his limitations have been quite exposed. I suppose the money is in the assumption that he won't try to demolish all the hurdles on the way round, or be a bit untidy, as he was here last month when he was a bit untidy a couple of times and there wasn't much of the hurdle left.
Yes, he'll need a more fluent display of hurdling today. I suspect as well his shortening of the market is perhaps a reflection of people seeing the demeanour of both Does He Know and Grand Mogul in the parade ring and thinking, well, actually, maybe the top 2 in the market are a bit vulnerable here.
Exactly. And that could well be it. Or there could be genuine confidence behind his chance.
There might be.
He's schooled wonderfully at home since.
Always possible.
No doubt.
Always possible. What about the mare, Wild Romance?
What about the mare, Wild Romance? Second in her only Irish point and won at Chepstow. Is unexposed. The form of the Chepstow race hasn't worked out.
No, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th have all been beaten on at least one occasion since. And then you've got the keen-going Petra Star. Key to his chance, well held in the Persian War last time, will be to get him settled under these conditions.
Yes.
Coming in. Let's go and rejoin Ian Bartlett.
We'll have 10 flights of hurdles to jump here. And the Grand Vizier leads them towards the tape. They're off. 2 flights down the centre to begin with.
Market
Blue and orange
in
colours
play.
of the Grand Vizier setting off with a 3-length advantage.